Welcome to The Note, I'm Mica. Thanks to job postings throughout 2017, we know that Activision Blizzard is in hiring mode to gear up for whatever Blizzard's new IP is after Overwatch. And thanks to Activision's earnings briefings this week, the company has finally acknowledged their next property. During the call, Blizzard Entertainment president and co-founder Mike Morhaime was asked about his outfit's new property. To that, Morhaime said their team is digging into some great ideas and that they're in a better position than ever before in terms of their ability to develop them. If you're hoping you'll see this new project soon, well, Morhaime also said that these things take time, and if it sucks, they won't release it. So maybe stick with Overwatch for a little bit longer, gamers. The new Summer Games is coming out, so you have some new stuff to play. We haven't seen anything much out of Naughty Dog's Last of Us 2 since last year's trailer, but some gamers are starting to put together some pieces to determine more about the game. And a couple of Redditors in particular seem to have nailed down the game's setting over the last week or so, and it looks like the sequel may be taking place around Seattle. This comes from a variety of trailer screenshots, concept art, and Google Map comparisons, all which seem to point to real places in the Seattle area. Obviously, the first game took Joel and Ellie all over the place, so it wouldn't be a surprise if Seattle is merely one of the locations in the game, or if they're just using a real-world place to build a totally fictional one. But hey, here's hoping that it'll take us all over the Pacific Northwest and they'll have some good coffee and wear plaid. Isn't that what you do in the Pacific Northwest? If you've been having performance problems with Prey on the PS4, it looks like Bethesda might have finally fixed the game for you. Since Prey first launched, PS4 players have complained of features like screen tearing, input lag, frame stuttering, and much, much more, but the newest 1.05 patch promises to get rid of most of these issues. Digital Foundry confirms that the issues are now resolved, writing, "Properly framed paced 30 FPS action is back on the table, with the stuttering and tearing issues gone, bringing the PS4 version of Prey into line with the Xbox One version." Wow, Bethesda, it only took you a good solid 3 months, but you know what? You did it. Proud of you. One of the big stories of last year's holiday season was the underperformance of big gaming sequels, which hit everything from Gears of War 4 to Watch Dogs 2. But one of the biggest underperformers of the whole lot was unfortunately Titanfall 2, and now the developer is commenting on the game's performance. In a new interview with GameSpot, Respawn boss Vince Zampella said, "The game was successful, it sold well, but it didn't quite sell as well as it should have, maybe because it was super crowded, the pricing was aggressive, it was a rough window to launch our game." However, that might not be all she wrote for the series. Zampella later said, "We're working on more Titanfall, we're not announcing what that is yet, but there is a few other things in the works." Watch Dogs 2 modders aren't too happy with Ubisoft's latest and final patch to the game. Apparently, Ubisoft's 1.17 patch, which adds a variety of bug fixes to co-op in particular, also has another fun side effect. It basically kills modding entirely. This naturally has the game's small community a bit riled up, with modders frustrated because they were the ones fixing most of Watch Dogs 2's issues when Ubisoft wouldn't, and now they can't. And for Ubisoft's part, they defended themselves in an email to Kotaku, though we appreciate that many in our community are very careful about not using mods while being online. This isn't true of all players. In order to create a healthy and fair environment for all of our players, we had to fix this problem. You can now still enjoy your favorite mods while playing offline. But considering how much online is integrated with the game, that might not be a great solution for most modders out there. Gear Up Paladins, Season 3 of Netflix's super popular Voltron series is now live, bringing you 7 new episodes to binge at your heart's content. You might be thinking, gee, that doesn't sound like a lot of episodes, and you'd be right, because Seasons 1 and 2 featured 11 and 13 episodes respectively. But fortunately, Season 4, or kind of 3.5, is just around the corner. And it will be releasing in October with 6 new episodes. So basically, it's just one season split in 2, then separated by a couple of months. It doesn't make much sense to us either, but hey, at least we've got more Shiro to watch. Since the earliest looks of Marvel's upcoming Inhumans series, fans have been more than a bit skeptical about how the TV show was going to turn out. And after more trailers and previews started trickling out, those fears unfortunately have continued to grow. And now, we've got some of our first early online reactions to the pilot. And you know what? Those fears might have just been legitimate. Spoiler TV has written its review of the early press screener for Inhumans and said, "Simply awful. I'm so disappointed since I generally love everything Marvel does, but this is absolutely terrible. The dialogue is atrocious. The fight sequences are shockingly choreographed. As one of the few people that actually liked Iron Fist, I can say easily that this is Scott Buck's worst work yet." Damn! And this is coming from someone who liked Iron Fist, so yikes. Speaking of train wrecks, oh boy, it looks like everyone's favorite video game composer / DMCA wielder Alex Mauer is back at it again, and this time she might have really done it. For those unaware, Mauer has been on a terrifying crusade against a ton of games featuring her music, hitting them with DMCA strikes left and right, sometimes resulting in whole channels being removed from YouTube or pulling the games from Steam. And the newest update to the saga? Well, according to TechRaptor, it looks like Mauer has gone after a video including more music from the game that started all of this drama, Starmazer. And if you've been following the story, you'll know that Mauer has a temporary restraining order against doing this kind of shit against Starmazer related videos, so this could be a fairly big violation on her part. Mauer told TechRaptor that she's justified in doing it since this is a video of a live performance, but at this point this whole thing is so messy, who even knows what to think, but you know we'll keep you updated when those results come out. After Game of Thrones related leaks have been going on all throughout the week, the big one finally happened. Episode 4 of the 7th season is now completely online. And interestingly enough, this one isn't the result of the most recent hack, which saw 1.5 terabytes of data stolen from the network. Apparently, the episode was leaked by way of one of HBO's international distribution partners, Star India. The company's watermark can be seen on the low-quality version of the episode. Unfortunately, though, it sounds like that's just the tip of the iceberg for HBO, because the original hackers have stated the time when more leaks are coming, just like winter. The hackers said in automated replies sent to the news outlets that the next dump will happen on Sunday, with more coming every week after that. So get those spoiler goggles ready because we are in it for the long haul. And lastly, some sad news today. Composer Daniel Licht has passed away at age 60 due to cancer. While you may not know Licht's name, you are probably familiar with his work. He was the composer for a number of TV series like Dexter and movies like Children of the Corn, but gamers will be most familiar with his contributions to video game series like Silent Hill, Downpour, and Book of Memories, and most recently his work as the composer for the Dishonored series. Several video game composers have paid tribute to him on social media, with Journey composer Austin Wintroy writing, "Shocked to hear of the death of friend/colleague Daniel Licht. What a genuinely kind man he was and great musician." So that about does it for our daily roundups for the week. Feel free to comment on any of the stories we talked about in the roundup, or in honor of Daniel Licht, talk about some of your favorite video game music. Mike Morhaime? Morhaime. I don't like that. Morhaime. I'm gearing up for Japan, guys. During the call, Blizzard Entertainment president and co-founder Mike Morhaime was asked about his It was leaked by way of one of HBO's international